Chief Nzeribe,
Yes, my lord.
you made a very serious comment about my client, and I think it is only fair that you answer my question. The fact that you were in the house of Idi Musa does not mean he made it possible for you to make the phone call. Somebody else could have done it. Was it he himself who did it? That is my question.
My lord, I was justifiably angry with the Chief of Army Staff because the DMI that was oppressing me, traumatizing me, and haunting me was or is a unit of Nigerian Armed Forces. And he was rightly the Chief of Army Staff.
Is that your grudge against General Bamai?
That's right.
That's all for him, sir.
The Chuma Nzeribe petition was one of the more interesting cases during the commission. Mr. Chuma Nzeribe, an Imo State politician, brought a petition against the Nigerian army. He claims that he was illegally arrested and his human rights violated by officers of the DMI. His ordeal began when he had a fallout with Mr. Victor Nnamdi Okafor, or more popularly known as Ezego, the notorious and flamboyant Anambra-born businessman. After the fallout, Ezego set up Chuma Nzeribe by burying explosives in Nzeribe's compound and alerting the military. I've done several videos on this case, and I'll leave a link in the description section. General Sabo is yet again a witness for this petition, and he's grilled about his involvement in the matter. I do sure appreciate the likes and the subscriptions, so keep them coming, and I'll see you in the next video.
My lord, the witness is still needed in this case. He's still needed in this 1364, my lord.
Let's see, let him come and see whether they have finished cross-examination. Where is the petitioner?
The petitioner is here, my lord.
Yes. Have they finished your cross-examination? Well, let's go into the witness box then. Appearances in this case?
With due respect, my lord, Chief KHC Nwokolo appears for the petitioner. Nwokolo, my lord.
Your Lordship and the honorable members of the Commission, I most respectfully announce my appearance for the Commission. My name is Mrs. Chinwe Wandu. Mr. A.I. Akaka will be appearing with me.
With profound respect, my lord, and other members of this commission, I am YC Michael. My learned friend T. George Tendezwa appears with me for General I.R. Bamai.
May it please, my lord, and members of the commission, I appear for General Sabo. My name is Umar Shitien.
I doubt. How do you know? Okay, you're always peeping at people.
What is the position? Has it been fully cross-examined?
No, my lord, it's to be cross-examined by the counsel to Bamai.
I see.
And
yes?
To Sabo too, the counsel to General Sabo.
My lord, sir, perhaps this is the ideal time for me to also fall back on the observation my client made through me this morning, sir. This particular petition is the petition I made reference to as one where my client was never at all mentioned in the petition until the petitioner came to the witness box. And I want to request, sir, with due respect, that if anyone coming to testify in this matter has any specific allegation of violation of fundamental right against my client, that such be reduced into writing and served on us so that we would also have adequate opportunity to respond. We want, my Lord, to deprecate the practice of springing surprises in the witness box. Yes, my Lord.
I noted your observation, but I can't control the witness there.
No, my Lord.
Well, session.
I know, sir. I know, but I'm just saying.
Cross-examine on it if it's worth cross-examining on. It depends on the gravity of that session. So I don't know what he said about your client when he was in the witness box. His petition doesn't mention your client at all.
Yes, my Lord.
Yes?
Yes.
What did he say about him in the witness box? I don't know. Is it worth cross-examining on?
Well, he said my client was the one remote controlling the bomb blast in the country.
All right, cross-examine him then.
Chief Nzeribe.
Yes, my Lord.
Do you know one Yomi Tokoya? Chief Yomi Tokoya.
Sorry?
Huh?
Sorry?
What?
I'm not hearing you properly.
Do you know one Chief Yomi Tokoya?
No, I don't know him.
When you were arrested, you got in touch with the DMI who was then at the War College. Am I correct?
Yes, my Lord.
You had a relationship with the DMI even before you were arrested?
No, my Lord, except you didn't hear me clearly when last I was here. I told you I spoke to him from the house of AVM Idimusa on phone. And
Okay.
it was clearly recorded.
See.
And I clearly referred as the DMI, the Chief of Army Staff, because the DMI was under him. Okay. So there's nothing personal there.
It was in the house of the CDI. It was from the house of the CDI that you got access to the DMI.
Yes, my Lord.
Who made it possible for you to contact the DMI?
My Lord, I think my response has been very clear. I spoke to the DMI on telephone from the house of AVM Idi Musa.
Was it Idi Musa that made it possible for you to do that, or what?
My Lord, I think I've answered the gentleman's question.
Chief Nzeribe.
Yes, my Lord.
You made a very serious comment about my client, and I think it is only fair that you answer my question. The fact that you were in the house of Idi Musa does not mean he made it possible for you to make the phone call. Somebody else could have done it. Was it he himself who did it? That is my question.
My Lord, I was justifiably angry with the Chief of Army Staff because the DMI that was oppressing me, traumatizing me, and haunting me were a unit, was or is a unit of Nigerian Armed Forces. And he was rightly the Chief of Army Staff.
Is that your grudge against General Bamai?
That's right.
That's all for him, sir.
Thank you, my Lord.
Any other questions?
Mr. Nzeribe, in your Exhibit 1, page 2, the top of page 2, you merely complained that the DMI, that is the Director of Military Intelligence, I believe the office was aware of your complaint and they refused to take action. Is that right? That's your complaint?
Yes, my Lord.
So at that time, who was the Director of Military Intelligence at the time you were arrested?
My Lord, General Sabo was on course at the War College.
Who was the person?
And Colonel Stephen Idehere was the Acting Director of Military Intelligence, and I've so stated it clearly.
Now, so General Sabo had nothing to do with your arrest?
He was at the War College, Abuja.
Did he have anything to do with your detention?
My Lord, he was at the War College.
Well, my Lord, that's all I have for him.
Any other questions? Do you want to ask? Any re-examination then?
No re-examination, my
No
lord.
re-examination. Next witness.
Hello, the next witness is supposed to be Brigadier General I.A. Sabo. When? 16. Hold on. I have thrown away my pencil. Most of them are gone. How many days cases have I done to that?
Please, can you affirm him?
Well, swear this is a new case.
I, Brigadier General Dr. Ibrahim Alhaji Sabo, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this honorable commission shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me Allah.
General, please give your full names, your address, and what you now do for a living.
My names are Brigadier General, in bracket Dr. Ibrahim Alhaji Sabo, retired. I am a retiree, a pensioner, doing nothing for now, but resting.
Now, the case of Chuma Nzeribe, do you by any chance know anything apart from the official knowledge that he was arrested?
When Chuma was arrested, I was at the National War College. He said it himself, but I want to back it up with a document.
Now, well, first of all, just hold on. Now, you do not therefore have anything to do with it, arrest, detention, or any allegation of torture?
Not at all, my lord.
Now, what else do you have that will be of benefit to the populace and also to the commission?
When I finished my war college, I was reposted back to the Directorate of Military Intelligence as the director. I was briefed on so many things that happened in my absence. I was also briefed about this case of Chuma Nzeribe. Major Dulaha, Captain Dulaha, the officer who testified last week, or this week rather, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday?
Wait, let me see if I can see it.
Stated in his evidence that there were two colonels that were having problem with this case. The acting director of military intelligence, then Colonel Idenhere, and Colonel Majiobe. Chuma Nzeribe called from CDI's office, house, to me in Abuja. That time we were rounding off from the war college and my person had been out to go back to the Directorate of Military Intelligence. And if I can recall, what he said is that there are people trying to frame him on issues that I need to know. And my response to him was, I'm still in the war college, I have not taken over fully. When I come back, I will study the case on his merit. And it was AVM Idi Musa who has linked me with him because he had no access to me. So when I came back to the Directorate of Military Intelligence, there were so many cases pending, among which was this one of Chuma Nzeribe. I tasked the security group to investigate because they were bordering on national security, where explosives and arms and ammunition were involved. And usually when a case has been referred for investigation, you don't ask the investigators how far. They are the people to do their job, finish it, and send the recommendation. They sent this recommendation that the two officers also, Colonel Idenhere and Colonel Majobe, are liable based on all that transpired from the sponsoring of the explosive and so on by one Ezego to the time Chuma was arrested and the time a proposal was sent for the convening of court-martial of all those who were involved. That took us into the period when this dear Bamayuku came in. And in consonance with the adage which says, you attend to that which bites you first before you attend to that which scratches you, we were concentrated mainly on the coup of that year. Here also was a situation when the Chief of Army Staff was undergoing a tour of all the formations under command of the Nigerian Army at that time. Then our recommendation went that these two people should be court-martialed. An appropriate convening order was sent to the then LGC Commander, General Malu. That was the last I heard about that case until later on, because events overtook the whole issue. I was retired, so I was out of service. Then it was much later that I heard the case was mentioned for hearing at the headquarters, Lagos Garrison Command. And Chuma Nzeribe himself, during his testimony, stated that he was summoned to be a witness to that court-martial. And that no sooner had they gathered to convene the court-martial, the Chief of Army Staff, then General Ishaya Bameyi, called on General Malu and told him to stop the investigation at the court-martial. Thereafter, it was followed by the retirement of one of the key actors. That was Colonel Majobe.
Is that all you know about the case?
Chuma himself said it that day that his anger with me or that his complaint with me was that I did not release him. His case was inconclusive as he adduced himself. He was a witness in the court-martial.
My Lord, that's all I have for you.
Any questions?
Hello, just 3 questions for him. Brigadier General Sabo.
Yes, my Lord.
You said when you came back that the matter was investigated.
Yes, my Lord.
And the recommendation was sent recommending a court-martial for the officers involved.
Correct, my Lord.
Now, you had evidence of one Captain Dulaha.
Yes, my Lord.
Saying that the thing was a setup.
Yes, my Lord.
While investigating the thing and sending the report, and the allegation of the bomb and the weapons being planted, did you also investigate the source or sources of these weapons and bombs?
Like I said, the report was there. It was alleged that Nzego, because at that time Nzego himself was under...
That's Ezego.
Ezego. Well,
late now.
Late. He was under detention. That they had problem with Chuma based on the Ihiala issue.
No, what I mean, in investigating a serious issue, you know, we have a lot of cases of this bomb blasts everywhere.
Yes.
Now, a bomb was planted, did the DMI try to investigate the source or sources of these bombs and the weapons planted?
As I said, my lord, during the course of the investigation, Colonel Idenhere and Colonel Majobe were indicted by the report. I'm sorry, I don't have the report here.
Do you know how we can get the report?
The commission can write the Directorate of Military Intelligence to get the full detail of that report.
No, we did. We wrote to the DMI and they sent a letter saying that they don't have records of that event.
Well, I left the DMI when the report was there. What became of it, I wouldn't know, because as I told you the other day, there are certain undertones that I'm going to say before this commission.
Now the aspect of the report you know, particularly relating to the sources of these bombs, because why I'm interested in this is the cases of bomb blasts all over, and some people were accused of being responsible. And now this is one case where your men discovered that it was a setup. Did you now bother taking into consideration the nature of that object, the bomb and the weaponry? The source, how it came about, not about just investigating the colonels that were indicted.
As I told you, the source came from Ezego. Ezego was the source. And when it was investigated, it was found to be a setup, like Ndulaha said yesterday. He was similarly arrested.
So that Ezego was the one using the bombs?
He was the one who sent the report. Like I say, I was not there when he sent the report, but when I came to read the report, the preliminary and the listen, he was the one who sent the report to DMI and used these two officers to indict.
No, you know, you have not answered my question. I'm talking, you investigated the matter, recommended a court-martial.
Exactly, my lord.
Now, is it not part aspect of your investigation to because something as serious as a bomb, you know, and that time the whole nation, everybody was being accused of throwing bombs. Say the sources, how these bombs that were set up by Ezego, how the type of the bomb first, and how he came about them, and who brought them.
Like I said, the report is there. It was there when I was at the DMI, and it was conclusive. Everything was there to show who are the sources, and that is why a court-martial was convened anyway in the first instance.
Oh, the court-martial is to discipline the officers involved directly.
Let's make it easier for both of you. The council is saying, you read the report. If we haven't got the report, can you give us evidence of what you recollect from what you read?
What I can recollect, my lord, is that
necessitated the court-martial.
Yes, there was this indictment from all evidence adduced of the two officers, the acting director of military intelligence then, and Colonel Majobe, who was the director of Intelligence Production Center. Those were the people that were indicted. And meanwhile, Dulaga and some other officers who went for that operation were similarly detained. The officer said it himself here, my lord. To that extent, because in the absence of this report, I cannot recall exactly. But I know it was conclusive. It was taken for these people to be court-martialed.
Conclusive on what issues? The origin of the bomb?
Or the origin,
where did the bombs come from?
The bomb was said to be brought by Colonel Majobe.
From where?
Like in the evidence, it is stated that he was to go to Sierra Leone.
Did your investigation confirm that report? Did your investigation?
Like I said, I cannot remember properly now the conclusion of that investigation. My Lord, but I think it was.
My Lord, the witness has indicated very clearly that the case began when he was at the War College. And as a matter of fact, by the time he came, the matter was being, transferred to a military tribunal. So there is very little that can be gained from this witness. And Nzeribe himself acknowledges this.
I don't know whether you understand the trend of the question.
Yes.
We have heard so many stories about bomb. We had it in Lagos. We had it in Kano. We're hearing it here again. Every and anybody should be interested to know how these bombs, where do they come from? Now, the witness, when you were not there, and we adjourned for you to be present, said he smelled rat. We don't know where the rat came from. Whether it's the bomb, from the bomb or from the officers. And they wanted to know what this rat is and what happened that those who were sent to Ihala to investigate were asked not to continue. Later on, court-martial. What happened in between? If he knows, if he doesn't know, well, we leave it like that.
No, my lord, will it not be of more assistance to the commission if the present director of military intelligence
We
is
said
invited?
so many times, this is not an adversary proceeding.
No, no, but
If he knows anything, he can tell us. We can't force him.
No, I have no objection
But
to his answering the
that
question.
day he said he will give evidence here that he knows a lot what happened. But he wanted to wait for his lawyer. Maybe advise him not to talk.
No, no way, my lord.
But if he didn't,
In
let him
fact,
talk then.
In fact, my lord, I came directly from the airport to this court hall. I don't...
My lord, if I can continue, what I said that day that I was going to divulge was certain issues. In between, General Bamei is here, he is alive, and I'm looking at him directly in the face. I'm coming. The process of thought will be dissipated. Let me say it. He called me to say that that case should be stopped. And that is true. If I am telling a lie, may that infinite power of the Almighty Allah that holds the destiny of this world damage me here and in the hereafter. He said that the case should be stopped, and it's correlated now. If you hadn't got any interest in the case, why stopping the court-martial? Why was one of the key actors retired and the other one was left off the hook? These are questions.
My lord,
Hold it. You will cross-examine.
sorry.
Give him a microphone. Give your learned friend a microphone.
My lord, this is the type of surprises I'm talking about. He knew when he said last week that he had information he wanted to divulge. There is no mention of my client in that petition. If what is going to divulge will involve my client, he should put it down in writing and give it to us. That is all we are asking for.
But I have
Then
said
we
it
will
here.
answer every point he raises.
Or after the evidence, I give you a chance to
Well, whatever it is.
cross-examine.
Yes.
Get the transcript.
But my lord, I thought that from the moment that he knew he was coming to testify here, he should have at least been fair enough to reduce whatever he was coming to say.
If I were
against
you,
my
I
client.
reserve
You're
my
right.
powder for address. Then you can address me that if you were honest and serious and truthful, you should have mentioned it there and then. That's a matter for address, not say you shouldn't go on with the cross-examination.
My lawyer was not there, as I said. And now that he is here, that is why I said it.
Secondly, on this aspect, if he mentions General Bamei, he will be afforded the opportunity to come here and state his own side of the case.
That's right.
If he stops the proceeding, he should come and state his own.
My lord, why I'm insisting on getting from him the sources, because it will help this commission agree. This only one clue we are having as to a set-up bomb, and they got it now to know whether they investigated the sources, at least of this particular bomb and other weapons.
I think Exhibit 1 gave at least a clue. Whether it's right or wrong,
And
we don't know.
Exhibit 2 confirmed that it was a setup. That's the Captain Dulaha's submission. And I want to tender, my lord, a letter from the director, military intelligence. Because that's why I'm asking him this question. I want to tender it before I read it.
Through him?
From the bar. It's a letter to the commission.
All right.
We summoned him. He sent us a letter. So I applied to tender the letter dated 12th April 2001 in evidence.
April what year?
12th April 2001. April 12/4.
What exhibit will this be?
3.
3. Yes.
My Lord, I read. The Chairman, Human Rights Violation Investigation Commission. Planting of bombs, explosives, and live ammunition in Chief Chuma Nzeribe's house by some officers of the Directorate of Military Intelligence. Reference A, HRVIC/EN/1364/2001, dated 2nd April 2001. I am directed to acknowledge the receipt of reference A, which contains the allegation of planting of bombs, explosives, and live ammunition in the house of Chief Chuma Nzeribe by some of former principal staff officers of this office. I am further directed to convey the compliments of the Director of Military Intelligence to the Chairman and members of the esteemed Commission. I am also to state that the first 4 principal actors mentioned in the petition, namely Brigadier General I.A. Sabo, Colonel S. Idehere, Colonel F. Omenka, and Colonel O. Majoyogbe, have all been retired from service, while Captain Dulaha, Captain B. Okoye, and Warrant Officer Rasak are still in service. I am further directed to inform the Honorable Commission that this office does not have anything directly to do with the case and does not also have anything in our files to reflect the events complained of. Consequently, you are please advised to invite both the retired and serving officers to report to the Commission. Now they're saying they don't have the report, and he's saying there is a report he handed over. So that's the so since a recommendation was made while he was the director that these people be court-martialed, probably investigated the sources of this bomb, he's expected to know where this report is.
Maybe if you ask for that report, it will not be existing. Ask for the report. Let's see what they will say.
My Lord, I think the better thing is to do a letter to the Director of Military Intelligence to meet the Commission in chambers, because this issue of investigating the sources of these bombs, at least this is the first clue we are having as to a set-up bomb.
You might as well also ask for a copy of the report that suggested...
My Lord, he said in this letter, we don't have anything.
Don't worry. Tell him that we have evidence that there was a report.
My Lord.
When he was there. Now, ask for the report. If they say it's not there, there's nothing we can do.
Yes, my Lord, please.
It does show that we have not yet agreed to be frank with ourselves. We still think it's adversary proceeding. We hide as much as we can and admit that the only things we can not afford not to admit. Yes, go on with your witness if you wish.
My Lord, on that strength, that's all for him.
Yes. Counsel for the petitioner? No. You want to cross-examine? Yes, my Lord. Well, I think you do first before he round. Let's give him the microphone. After him, then you can cross-examine.
Can you resurrect him?
You don't want to give him? Sorry, my Lord. You want somebody else to give him?
Back to life. My Lord, may we apply that you direct for copies of that important letter to be made available to us?
Why not? Make a copy, give them.
Yes. Just a few questions for the General. General Sabo,
Don't you want to listen to the cross-examination before you cross-examine last? He was
I-
looking for the microphone.
is anybody still cross-examining? I thought my learned friend has given up.
He doesn't want.
My Lord, in addition to what learned friend for the commission has said, in order to actually get to the root of this matter, witness in the witness book has just said that he recommended a court martial, and it went to the LGC, then headed, I guess, by Major General, no, Lieutenant General Malu, now retired, the immediate past chief of army staff. So there might be a need to also call General Malu. At least if there is nothing in the file of the DMI as it is, and witness is saying that the matter at his own time had gotten to the LGC, then perhaps at the LGC we might be able to find something. Yes. So, but I will just ask 3 questions and then wait until such other directives that the commission might give in this regard. General, sir.
Yes, my lord.
When you returned from the War College, the petitioner was in the cell.
Correct.
Also, when the Chief of Army Staff visited the security group, was he still in detention at that time? Why are you nodding?
I think he was.
Nzeribe, stop nodding your head.
You want to tender him as exhibit?
Yes, man.
Let's make before.
Now, you tendered a document before this court, before this commission, in response to a letter that was written to you subsequent to the visit of the Chief of Army Staff to the DMI.
Correct.
Yes. I will be correct to say that there was a letter you wrote, a response to that particular letter you received.
I tendered it.
Oh, I haven't seen it. My lord, may I? What exhibit is that?
What exhibit? In this case, we only have 3 exhibits. That's the petition.
It's in DS case.
In DS case.
Yes.
All right. What exhibit?
40, I think. Letter from the Army headquarters. It says bit 40.
No, not that one. Letter from
Response.
his response.
That's 41. The report concerning tax evasion and all that is bit 41.
No. The report on the detention of civilians. That was
That is 41.
41.
It's bit
Can I
41.
have exhibit 41? No, my lord, this is not the... Just one moment, I will get the document. please take a look at this document. I'm sure it's a document you wrote in response to the visit by the then Chief of Army Staff, General I.R. Bamei.
The document is not complete.
Well, did you write that letter?
I wrote it, but I said the document is not complete.
Well, that is what
I wrote this letter with the full documents attached. Why is it extracted from this?
No, we can ask from the DMI presently to produce the complete document, but that is what I have. If you have any other thing to add to it, I have no objection.
Yes, there are attachments. In fact, if you look at the list of, I'm coming, wait a minute. If you look at before the distribution, that is what we call annexes A to L to show enclosures.
All right, my lord, sir, may I now apply at this juncture that in addition to the letter to be written to the DMI, if the complete document with these particulars be made available to us, so that perhaps from there I can continue with...
Have we got that at exhibit with attachments? Or do we have to write a DMI?
No, it's not. It's not in any of the exhibits. Pardon, my lord?
No, we want to know whether we already have
my lord, I may just leave this to guide in the writing of the letter.
If we already have it as exhibit, they will give you.
Yes, ma'am.
I said the document is not complete. I gave, the one I gave was complete with the annex. Yes, I tendered a document, which I even said that Janaba may call us and Idi Musa to his office to complain why our distribution was wide. And I even mentioned that his distribution was not only restricted to Nigeria, it also went abroad.
Yes.
That is the document with the encapsulation of the annexes. And this one is not complete. And it originated from the office of the Chief of Army Staff because his comment is there on this one. So why are the annexes removed?
Counsel for the Commission, in what case were these tendered?
It's supposed to be in 696.
Or if they have not been tendered, well, where do we get them?
Even so, at this stage, I may apply that the council can still tender it or will request the
But he said these are not complete.
Yes, we will request him to still furnish us with the complete version.
I have. What happened to the one I rendered here? It's very instructive to know where it is. I tendered a document here with the annexes, and I even made mention of minutes, where General Bame minuted to the DMI and to Colonel Frank to see if you could handle this situation. It was here. I tendered it in evidence.
We got 696 there. We called it a while ago. Exhibit in 696. Have you got a list of exhibits? See what exhibit it is. Then you go and look for, they have a box where you put exhibits.
My lord, sir, if I may just assist, this particular document that I seek to tender now has not been tendered before. It is, this particular document was a response by the witness who was then the DMI subsequent to the visit of the Chief of Army Staff to the security group, where he made a handwritten minute in their book. So as soon as he returned, he now said he apologized for the absence of a principal officer at the DMI at that time, and that those that were met on ground were not fully aware of the position on ground and things like that. And he went ahead and made a brief report where he also indicated that the DMI was being used as a clearinghouse. This document has not been tendered. Perhaps the one...
No, I tendered it, my lord. It was here I tendered where I even attached some annexes to show that case of the 18-year-old boy was attached as an exhibit. And I also stated that the visit of the Chief of Army Staff was supposed to be conducted middle of the week. That is either Thursday or Friday or Wednesday. But to our surprise, he went to security group on the day that we were to come and prepare a brief for him.
My lord. My lord, I don't think the witness tendered it. Truly, when he was giving testimony, he made copious references to the exhibit without tendering it. I remember the witness, when he came in respect of this case, tendered exhibit 38, 39, 40, 41. He didn't tender it. He just tendered Brigadier Ibrahim Alhaji Sabo's military oath, letter from Army Headquarters dated 31st of March 1998, a report on tax evasion, the one we just read. Then he tendered the videotape of the continued coup.
Let me have a look at that and the reference you made on the letter from Army Headquarters.
This letter is dated 9th April 1998.
Let me see. And then what is the reference you made there?
It's exhibit 40.
What is the reference?
Letter from Army Headquarters dated 31st March 1998.
It was attached together with the full documents to show the letter that was written from Army Headquarters, our response.
So we give him a bunch of exhibit 40.
Yes, the whole lot of it. Correct, my lord. This is the document. This is the letter with the documents as tendered in this exhibit.
Exhibit what is that? Well, let's council have that exhibit.
Exhibit 40, my lord.
40. Is that the same thing you want to tender?
It is the same thing. That is where it has the annex and the signature of the Chief of Army Staff and everything. Here's the document.
Show that to council.
This is not complete.
Is it the same as one you want to tender? If it's not, then he can still tender his own. But show him the other one.
That is the document, sir. Exhibit 40.
The same?
The one tendered, it contains the annexures, the one tendered by the witness. Please, in Exhibit 40, there was no mention of the case of Nzeribe.
At the time of writing this report, that investigation was still going on.
It was still going on. Now, could you tell this Honorable Commission the procedure for setting up court-martials? Like you made a recommendation to General Malu at the LGC command. Was the Chief of Army Staff to have played any role at that stage?
Our report went to Army headquarters. It was the Army headquarters that convened the court-martial. I cannot and I could not directly task LGC to convene a court-martial.
So it was the Army headquarters that convened the court-martial?
Correct, because it's LGC that handled it.
Now, who is the officer responsible for convening a court-martial? If you may just educate us, please, and then the roles of each of these officers.
That is what is called the authorized, the authorizing authority. The convening authority. As I said, all our reports went to Army headquarters. I cannot on my own tell LGC commander to convene a court.
Now, you made a recommendation. Are you saying that it was the Chief of Army Staff that convened the court-martial?
It was, as I told you, I had left the service. In my evidence, I had left the service when the court-martial was convened. And I was also told that the Chief of Army Staff stopped the court from proceeding.
Who told you this?
Chuma said it, and some of my officers said it. So it is now left for General Malu to be called here to testify if there was a court-martial that he was supposed to conduct and that it was withdrawn or not.
Well, my lord, I think, sir, without calling some of these officers who were there, we would not be able to make any progress in this matter. So perhaps we'll throw back the ball to Mr. Akaka to get them to come.
Court-martial or no court-martial, what we want to know is origin of those bombs.
Bombs, exactly, my lord. My lord, that's why we are saying.
Origin of those bombs. Court-martial is an internal arrangement in the army.
My lord.
Everything was encompassing, and that is why Chuma was brought as a witness. And that was why Nzeribe was also being detained to be a witness. But as I said before it was discussed, I was retired.
Were you cross-examined? Let's see whether you can throw light to the origin of the bombs. You, why are you looking back? You. I think you mentioned a bit of it in your petition.
In his write-up, my lord, it was in part of his petition.
Cross-examine him there. We have no questions.
I have questions, only a few questions, my lord. General Sabo, is correct that you were at the college when all these atrocities were committed, but as a senior military officer, I believe you can assist us with some information.
I was at the War College, my lord, and that is why I was saying that I want to tender this to show that I was at the National War College. And I seek to do that through my counsel, my lord.
Yes. It's okay. We'll tender it. Yes, I don't know. Have you seen the write-up of Captain Dolaga?
I have not seen his write-up, but I had his evidence over the television.
Thank you very much. And you were here as well when he read it.
And also here.
Yes. He stated in one of the paragraphs that in 1986, Surveillance Operation Team, that is SOT.
19 what, my lord?
1986.
86.
86 he wrote in his...
1986, I was not the DMI, and I'm sure he must have...
He said it was set up. He did not say you set it up.
Excuse me,
No,
Counsel.
but the date is relevant.
The witness corrected it in the...
Yes.
that
Okay.
it was
You were
96,
familiar with
not 86.
SOT.
There was something that they call SOT when I was away in the National War College. Thank you very much for this question, my lord.
Yes.
When this SOT was set, I was away in War College.
Yes.
When I came back to the War College, I could not be briefed properly, satisfactorily